There we go. So we're Carol and Ellie, and we are here. We're both certified coaches, and we have a goal in with these little tiny videos, which is to simply share some tools. Share these tools with people who lead teams or are in teams, whether virtual or face to face. And the tools are just little tools and tips for you to have in those moments when stuff happens daily and you want to take it with a little bit more of a sense of humor or zen attitude when you get ruffled a little bit. Is there anything you want to add to that, Carol? Sounds very poetic, but it's not meant to be. It's meant to be practical.
Yeah, I think being in corporate for so long, we both have so many stories. And, Ellie and I were talking earlier that, things are going to happen. We're human, and teams work so hard to try to mitigate any issues, but sometimes things still happen. And it's really about how you address those issues and, bringing a calmness and lightness to things rather than that frantic, crazy energy that I feel like for me, I had early on in my career, that panicked energy. And I think both Ellie and I have learned over the years through our own experiences and training that there's definitely better ways to handle things. So we really wanted these videos to be conversational and sharing our stories and, yes, lighthearted, but also give you tips and tools that have helped us.
Absolutely. And I think we're coming to share with you our benefit of hindsight. So we're going to use very real anecdotes that are authentic, which to you might be very real today. And that's what we're hoping, is that you find yourself. And because we are already past it, that we see the funny part or the ridiculous part, and we can take the learning and pull it out of that situation in a way that you can have it immediately while you're in that emotion, in the moment. Yeah, does that make sense, Carol?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So that was our intention, and this is for really anyone. And one of the reasons why we came together, aside from having common background and becoming coaches after a corporate life, is that we are actually one in the States and one in Europe. And I have a very European work experience of tier 1 international companies, and Carol's worked in the States. Go ahead, Carol, you say.
Yeah, so yeah, I think this has been a great thing, the way Ellie and I met. Technology today, just having friends all over the world is just pretty exciting, and just having these similar backgrounds and being able to share a story has been quite a gift for me. So yeah, yes, absolutely. And you brought up a big point for me too, because I'm also passionate about diversity. I've always been attracted to learning about other cultures. And that was another thing that I loved about Ellie, where she's lived in different parts of Europe and speaking different languages, embracing the cultures. And I just love that. I think it's such an important thing in your personal life and in business.
Yeah, and go ahead, go ahead and say what your specialty is.
Sure. So like I said, my name's Carol Campos. I've worked in the corporate world for over 20 years. And for years, I felt like I was meant to do something different, but I wasn't quite sure what that was. I couldn't put my finger on it. And for the last probably 8 years to a decade, I've immersed myself in classes and workshops, learning about all kinds of spiritual and holistic topics. And when I left my job last year, I discovered that I could actually combine my extensive business experience with these new soul-aligned interests and help people on their path. And I do this through my coaching practice, a one-on-one coaching practice. and through the Divine Breadcrumb, which is a podcast and online community I created and co-founded with my best friend of over 20 years. And the Divine Breadcrumb is all about sharing our stories, especially the most pivotal moments in our lives. And then, of course, as we mentioned, I'm now doing workshops with small and mid-sized companies to up-level the skills of their customer service teams, and through things like communication training, mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and self-awareness. You know, I think when I look at so many teams that you work with, they're great teams, you know, and I think everyone could just benefit a little bit, just because things are shifting in the workplace and connection is so needed, like Ellie mentioned. So as I go into an environment and work with a team, you know, this isn't about, you know, you're doing a terrible job. No, these are great teams. It's giving them additional tools to help them be successful when things kind of fall apart certain days. We all have those days, and just kind of navigating that.
Mhm. Yeah. And much more. The way you do it, Carol, is something people need to experience, right?
Absolutely.
Carol does it the way Carol does it.
Yeah.
And as for me, so my name is Eleonora. I'm based in Spain, used to be in Geneva. And my background, my previous life was marketing. So brand strategy, marketing, all sorts of things, training salespeople on new products. And one of the things that I always used to, because I'm multicultural and then working within multicultural companies, was just the amount of misunderstandings and tension that used to happen simply from having a different language. You know, everybody was well meaning, but then the way things came across sometimes made some people feel defensive, or like they weren't sure, or they weren't clear, or they didn't get the answer they wanted. So that started to become really my thing, and I work very much on the with, like Carol, on emotional intelligence. And one of my favorite things is um, performance equals potential minus interference. And I'm one of these people who, I think all your potential is already there. I don't need to give you extra stuff. I work on the interference. So get rid of that stuff that gets in the way of the connection, of the understanding, and of the creativity, so that teams can bond and be cohesive and come up with creative solutions without feeling like they need to protect themselves from something, or if they're a new team, how to really bond quickly. So that's my passion. That's what I work on. Diversity, multicultural, cross-functional, international teams mainly, but anyone who comes to me and says, really, I just need some help getting our team to gel, please.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And I think, Ellie, you know, a lot of the things we're teaching are transferable to your personal life. You know, a lot of these things can be used throughout the different parts of your life. It's not just in business. So I think these skills are really good life skills as well.
Yeah, people together. So these are absolutely skills you can use in your family, with people you love and care about, even more so. They'll have even
Yeah.
more. So yeah. Is there anything you want to add or have questions, Carol? Things people might want to.
Yeah, I think that that's pretty much the gist. We wanted to give you all a sense of kind of what, first of all, how Ellie and I came together on this collaboration, why we came together for this collaboration, a little bit about what you can expect in the future, and a little bit about, you know, what we each do individually. But as you can see, we're both really well aligned, and our hope is that, you know, we'll have fun with these videos, and we're very open to getting suggestions on what kind of topics you all would like to hear us talk about. But we hope to have some fun. I mean, we both, between the two of us, have some funny stories that will also hopefully serve as learning examples.
So we would be really interested in finding out, you know, if you're leading a team, or if you're a member of a large team and you're having those day-to-day things that ruffle you, niggle you, whatever, that you tell us what you want to hear about, because between the two of us, we probably have an example or something to come up with. that we can share. And yeah, just to say that our next video is the first video we ever recorded. So it's a little clumsy, but it's basically about tips and tools on how to deal with that person that in meetings doesn't engage. Right, Carol? Do you want to?
Yeah, I think most people have had that example of you schedule a meeting that's very important to you and your team, and there might be that one individual who attends the meeting who does not engage, who looks at their phone the entire time, their laptop the entire time, and just some of the frustrations you can have around that, and how our own egos can kind of get in the way, and to try to peel that back a little bit. How to, we give some tips on how to prepare yourself before going into the meeting, and then what are some things you can do while you're in the meeting.
While you're in the meeting, right. And the not engaging is not just about, it can be not engaging in the sense of not connecting to you, but being very centered in themselves, even if they are speaking or if they are looking up, but just the way they're interacting doesn't include you.
Right.
It's all about them, basically. And so we decided to call them diamonds in the rough, because every person that creates some kind of discomfort in us is a moment of learning. It's a moment for us to take a step back and see how we can grow from it, and how we can challenge ourselves to accept what's coming and deal with it, right, Kelly?
Absolutely. I don't think there's an interaction we have in our life that's for nothing. There's a purpose for all of it, and there's always learning involved. It's just kind of switching your mindset to see it that way.
Right. So on May 1st, is it the 2nd, the Thursday?
Yeah, I'm looking at the calendar.
We're going to be putting up the first video, which again is about diamonds in the rough. It's about getting those nuggets from people who make us feel a bit like, oh, what, in a meeting. And that one's ready. And as I said, it's our first one. So any topics you can put underneath this video, any requests and any feedback. And if you like them and you give them thumbs up, and you keep giving us requests, and we'll keep doing them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So looking forward to that.
All right, well, thanks everybody for taking the time.
Take care. Have a great day at work.
Bye-bye.
Bye.